Faith to win every battle, my dear friends. Today I want to share with you a profound truth, that faith is not merely a passive hope, but an active, living force that resides within your subconscious mind. Every battle you face in life, whether it be health, finances, relationships, or inner struggles, can be overcome when you awaken the power of faith within you. Faith is the key to the invisible realm, the bridge between your present circumstances and the reality you desire. When you truly believe, the universe conspires to bring your victory. Today we will explore how to cultivate this faith so that you can triumph in every battle you face. Faith is a mental power, my dear friends, and it is the most potent force that exists within the human mind. It is not merely a religious sentiment or a hope that things will turn out well. No, faith is a dynamic energy that operates silently and consistently within the subconscious mind. You see, the mind is like fertile soil, and every thought you entertain is a seed. If you plant the seeds of doubt, fear, or worry, you will harvest confusion and frustration. But when you plant the seeds of faith, belief, and confidence, a garden of victory, success, and well-being will grow within your life. Understand that faith is the vehicle through which the invisible becomes visible. It is the bridge that connects your present reality with the higher possibilities that lie within the universal mind. Many people live their entire lives without realizing that their faith, or lack thereof, is determining the outcomes of their daily experiences. They may call themselves believers, but if their inner conviction is weak or wavering, they will see little change in their external circumstances. Faith is not intellectual assent or mere wishful thinking. It is a deep, unwavering belief that manifests itself in the world around you. The subconscious mind does not argue or question. It accepts whatever is impressed upon it. Therefore, when you impress upon your subconscious mind the image of victory, abundance, and health with the emotion of faith, it sets into motion forces that work quietly, yet relentlessly, to bring that vision into physical reality. Consider, if you will, the power of belief in the great men and women who have achieved extraordinary success. They understood the invisible laws of the mind. They knew that the thoughts they nourished in the inner sanctuary of their consciousness would inevitably shape the outer world. Napoleon Hill, William James, and others have spoken of this, but it was Jesus who said, "If you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, nothing shall be impossible unto you." Here, the Master emphasizes the incredible potency of faith, no matter how small it may appear. It is not the size of your faith that matters, but the purity and persistence of it. A mind firmly fixed upon the conviction of victory can overcome mountains, dissolve obstacles, and attract solutions from unexpected sources. Faith is also the antidote to fear. Fear and faith cannot coexist in the same consciousness. The moment you embrace faith fully, fear disappears like darkness before the morning sun. When a person believes with the heart as well as the mind, a transformation occurs. The inner thoughts become charged with energy, the mind aligns with the intelligence of the universe, and circumstances bend to accommodate the inner vision. Faith acts like a magnet. It draws toward you the people, opportunities, and circumstances that are harmonious with your belief. You may not understand the exact mechanism, but the law is as sure as gravity. What you believe deeply and sincerely will manifest, whether you see immediate evidence or not. To cultivate faith as a mental power, it is essential to feed the mind with positive and constructive thoughts. Avoid dwelling upon limitations or weaknesses. The subconscious mind is neutral. It does not judge. It will accept and act upon whatever is impressed upon it. Therefore, if you consistently impress thoughts of fear, failure, or inadequacy, you will find these thoughts reflected in your daily experience. Conversely, if you impress thoughts of strength, courage, health, prosperity, and success, the subconscious mind will operate in harmony with these ideas. You may not see the progress immediately, but like a seed buried in the earth, growth occurs unseen. Time and persistence are the companions of faith, and the results will emerge naturally, according to the law of divine mind. Faith as a mental power is also practical. It is not merely for prayer or meditation, but for every decision you make, and every action you take. When facing difficulties or challenges, do not focus on the obstacle. Focus on the inner certainty that you have the power to overcome. When the mind is filled with faith, ideas, solutions, and creative insights come effortlessly. The subconscious mind, which is infinitely intelligent, begins to direct you toward the right course of action. You will find opportunities appearing at the perfect time, guidance coming from within, and circumstances aligning as if by a mysterious providence. This is the magic of faith, a mental power that taps into the infinite intelligence that pervades the universe. Faith is also an inner feeling, an emotion, not merely a thought. Thoughts without feeling are weak and ineffective. But when your mind holds the thought of victory, and your heart experiences the deep emotional conviction that this victory is certain, then a powerful force is generated within you. This force is unstoppable. It permeates your entire being, energizes your actions, and projects your inner certainty outward into the world. Others sense it, even if they cannot articulate it. The energy of faith is palpable, and it opens doors that no logic or argument could ever open. Many of us underestimate the power of our own minds. We have been taught to rely solely on external circumstances, to trust only what we can see and touch. Yet the universe is governed by laws far beyond the senses. The mind, when aligned with faith, can influence these laws in ways that are miraculous. You do not need to struggle or fight against life. You need only to cultivate faith, hold a mental image of success, and trust in the power of the subconscious to act on your behalf. Faith is a mental power that works in harmony with the law of attraction, the law of divine intelligence, and the law of cause and effect. Remember, my friends, that faith is not wishful thinking. It is knowing. It is a quiet assurance that the victory is already yours, that the solution exists, and that the path forward is already prepared by unseen forces. When you awaken this mental power, your life changes. You become a magnet for good, a channel for divine guidance, and a living expression of the infinite possibilities that surround you. In conclusion, faith is a mental power, the most potent force you possess. It is a power that is always available to you, waiting to be consciously applied to every area of your life. Plant thoughts of victory, nurture them with belief, infuse them with feeling, and act in alignment with them. The subconscious mind, which never sleeps and never doubts, will bring forth the desired results. This is the secret to winning every battle, overcoming every difficulty, and achieving every goal. Faith, my dear friends, is the key. It is the power that moves mountains, the light that dispels darkness, and the force that transforms dreams into reality. Many people do not realize that the true secret to manifesting victory in life lies not in what they wish for, but in what they truly believe. Desire alone is a weak force. It is fleeting and often filled with doubt. You may want something deeply, but if your mind hesitates, if your belief wavers even slightly, the subconscious mind cannot act decisively on your behalf. The subconscious mind is a powerful, faithful servant. It does not reason, it does not question, and it does not differentiate between right and wrong. It simply acts upon the thoughts and convictions impressed upon it. This is why faith is so essential, for faith is the energy that impresses the subconscious mind with certainty and assurance. When you truly believe that victory is yours, the subconscious mind begins to work tirelessly, rearranging circumstances, attracting solutions, and drawing people, events, and opportunities into alignment with your belief. It is important to understand that the subconscious mind does not respond to words alone or to fleeting hopes. It responds to belief that is deep, emotional, and constant. When you say, "I want to be prosperous," or "I hope my problems are solved," these are weak expressions. The mind hears the uncertainty, the hesitation, and the inner conflict, and it is unable to produce the desired results. But when you say, "I am prosperous, I am successful, I am fully capable of overcoming this challenge," and feel it in every fiber of your being, the subconscious mind accepts this as an unchangeable truth. It does not argue, it does not resist. It simply begins to act in perfect harmony with the belief. This is the secret behind the lives of great men and women throughout history. They did not simply wish for success. They believed it with a certainty that could not be shaken. Napoleon Hill spoke of the principle of definiteness of purpose, emphasizing that the mind focused upon a single objective with unwavering belief could achieve the impossible. Similarly, the words of Jesus remind us that belief is the key. Have faith in God. Truly I say to you, if you have faith and do not doubt, you will not only do what has been done to others, but even greater things will you do. Here is a timeless truth. The subconscious mind responds to your certainty, not your fleeting desire. It is also essential to understand that belief is strengthened by repetition and visualization. The subconscious mind loves images. It responds to pictures of reality impressed upon it with emotion. If you desire to overcome a challenge, close your eyes and see yourself victorious. Feel the exhilaration of triumph as though it is happening now. Hear the sounds, see the faces, sense the relief and joy that come with your victory. The subconscious mind accepts these images as reality and begins to orchestrate the conditions necessary to make them true. Desire alone, without this vivid feeling of certainty, has little power. Belief acts as the bridge between the invisible and the visible, the internal and the external. Many people falter because they rely solely on the conscious mind, which is analytical and slow. They reason, they doubt, they question, and they are distracted by the opinions of others or the apparent obstacles in life. The subconscious mind, however, does not reason. It does not see obstacles. It only sees the images and beliefs impressed upon it. When you plant the seed of belief, water it with emotion, and nourish it with repetition, it grows into reality. The subconscious mind does not ask, is this possible? Or how can this happen? It simply creates according to the pattern you provide. This is why it is so crucial to be vigilant about your inner thoughts. For every doubt, every worry, and every fear weakens the influence of belief upon the subconscious mind. Faith is strengthened by gratitude and affirmation. When you affirm the truth of your desired outcome, even before it manifests, and feel deep gratitude for it, your belief becomes stronger. The subconscious mind recognizes this as truth. The act of gratitude signals to the mind that you already accept the victory, that you already trust in the power working within you. It is a remarkable law. What you thank the mind for, it moves to fulfill. Therefore, affirm daily, I am healthy, I am prosperous, I am victorious, I am capable of overcoming all challenges, and combine it with the sincere feeling that it is already yours. Your subconscious mind will act on this conviction with perfect precision. You see, the conscious mind alone cannot achieve great things. It is like a passenger trying to direct a powerful engine without knowing how it works. The subconscious mind is the engine, the divine intelligence within you, and belief is the fuel that powers it. Without belief, the engine stalls. With belief, it runs smoothly, drawing from infinite wisdom, infinite energy, and infinite intelligence. Your responsibility is to impress upon it the correct patterns of thought, the images of success, and the deep emotional conviction that what you desire is already present. This is the principle behind every miracle, every success, and every victory. Many fail to realize that their current circumstances are merely reflections of what has been impressed upon the subconscious mind over time. If you have experienced setbacks or failures, it is not because life is against you, but because your beliefs, whether conscious or unconscious, have been out of harmony with your desires. Change the belief, and you change the outcome. Replace doubt with conviction, fear with faith, and hesitation with certainty. The subconscious mind will immediately begin to act in harmony with this new pattern. It does not matter how impossible the situation seems to the conscious mind. The subconscious mind knows only the law of belief, and it will move heaven and earth to fulfill the pattern you provide. Furthermore, belief is not merely about external results. It is about inner peace, confidence, and the quiet assurance that all is well. When your belief is strong, you do not struggle, you do not panic, you do not argue with life. You trust, you act in harmony with your inner guidance, and you remain calm regardless of circumstances. This calmness and inner peace are signs that your subconscious mind is fully aligned with your faith. Action then becomes effortless. You are guided to make the right decisions, meet the right people, and take the steps that will lead you to the desired result. The key, therefore, is to strengthen belief with feeling, repetition, and visualization. Avoid wishing, hoping, or longing. These are weak energies that dissipate quickly. Instead, embrace the certainty of your victory. Feel it deeply and let your subconscious mind act on it. Speak affirmations, meditate on success, and live daily as though your desire has already been fulfilled. By doing so, you activate the greatest power within you, the subconscious mind, which responds only to what is deeply believed. This is the secret to overcoming obstacles, achieving goals, and living a life filled with success, happiness, and divine fulfillment. In essence, my dear friends, the law is simple yet profound. The subconscious mind responds to belief, not desire. Your task is to impress upon it the truth of your victory, the certainty of your success, the power of your inner faith. Once you do this, unseen forces will align, circumstances will change, and your life will be transformed. Faith is not passive, it is active, powerful, and ever-present. The moment you truly believe, you have begun to win every battle, overcome every challenge, and step into the abundance that is your divine inheritance. Life often presents itself in a series of challenges, difficulties, and battles, and many people, in their limited understanding, view these struggles as punishments or as evidence that life is unfair. Yet, my dear friends, this could not be further from the truth. Every battle, every obstacle, every trial you encounter is not a punishment, but a lesson, a divine opportunity for growth, understanding, and transformation. The subconscious mind is always at work, guiding you, teaching you, and providing you with experiences that will strengthen your faith and develop your character. The outer world is merely a reflection of the inner mind. When you perceive a battle, it is often a reflection of a belief that needs to be corrected, a fear that must be replaced with faith, or an understanding that must be deepened. Life's struggles are designed to teach you that within you lies the power to overcome, to prevail, and to triumph. And it is through these challenges that your true strength is revealed. Many people fail to recognize the profound wisdom hidden within difficulty. When you are faced with a problem, it is an invitation from the infinite intelligence within you to awaken the power of faith, courage, and wisdom that already exists in your mind. You may look at an obstacle and feel discouraged, but I assure you, it is not there to defeat you. It is there to teach you how strong, resourceful, and capable you really are. The subconscious mind cannot distinguish between a lesson and a punishment. It simply acts upon the thoughts and beliefs you impress upon it. Therefore, if you view life's challenges as punishments, you reinforce fear, limitation, and struggle. But if you view them as lessons, as opportunities to grow in faith and wisdom, your mind begins to attract solutions, guidance, and the ability to overcome. Consider the great leaders, thinkers, and spiritual masters of the world. Each of them faced enormous challenges, yet they did not succumb to despair. They understood that each difficulty was a stepping stone to greater achievement. Napoleon faced exile, yet he returned stronger than ever. Thomas Edison experienced thousands of failures before discovering the electric light. Jesus faced opposition, betrayal, and suffering, yet his faith never wavered. What set them apart was their understanding that life's battles were not punishments, but lessons. They cultivated faith, maintained inner peace, and allowed their subconscious minds to direct them toward solutions. You too can learn to see every challenge in this light, and in doing so you transform struggle into opportunity, fear into courage, and doubt into faith. It is essential to remember that the subconscious mind responds to the meaning you assign to your experiences. If you label a trial as a punishment, the subconscious will act in accordance with that belief, bringing tension, worry, and further difficulty. But if you interpret it as a lesson, a stepping stone, the mind begins to align with creative solutions and positive outcomes. Every obstacle contains within it the seed of a solution, and your task is to recognize that seed and nurture it with faith. When you approach challenges with this understanding, you move through life with confidence, knowing that nothing can defeat you. For every experience is an opportunity to strengthen your inner power. Faith plays a central role in transforming battles into lessons. When you face difficulties, remind yourself that the divine power within you is greater than any obstacle and that every challenge is temporary and purposeful. Visualize yourself handling the situation with wisdom, grace, and success. Feel the inner victory as though it has already occurred. The subconscious mind, responding to this image of triumph, begins to orchestrate circumstances that will bring this vision into reality. By holding your faith steady, even in the midst of adversity, you transform fear into strength, doubt into certainty, and confusion into clarity. Moreover, understanding that battles are lessons encourages patience and persistence. Life is a series of experiences, and each experience contains a lesson that is revealed in its own time. You may not see the immediate outcome, yet the seeds planted through faith and understanding are growing in your mind and will bear fruit in due season. The subconscious mind operates according to its own divine rhythm, and what appears as delay is often preparation. Trusting this process allows you to maintain peace of mind and remain focused on your higher purpose. Patience, combined with faith, allows the subconscious mind to align all forces toward the resolution of your challenges. Another profound truth is that your battles often reveal hidden resources within you. When faced with difficulty, you discover courage, intelligence, creativity, and strength that you may never have known existed. Every trial is an opportunity to expand your consciousness and deepen your understanding of the divine power that resides within you. By approaching each challenge as a lesson, you begin to see that you are never alone. The infinite intelligence within you, which governs the universe, is guiding you, supporting you, and providing the wisdom and insight necessary to overcome every situation. It is also crucial to release any sense of resentment or resistance toward the difficulties you face. Resistance blocks the flow of divine intelligence, while acceptance opens the channels for guidance, solutions, and insight. By saying, even mentally, I accept this challenge as a lesson, and I am open to the wisdom it offers, you allow the subconscious mind to work freely. It begins to direct your thoughts, ideas, and actions toward constructive solution. You will notice that doors open where there seem to be none. Opportunities present themselves, and the path to victory becomes clearer. Faith, when combined with the understanding that battles are lessons, leads to inner freedom. You no longer feel trapped by circumstances or overwhelmed by fear. You see each experience as part of the grand design of life, as a step toward your spiritual and personal growth. This perspective transforms not only the outcome of challenges, but also your inner state of peace, confidence, and joy. You move through life with a sense of mastery, knowing that every obstacle is temporary, every difficulty is surmountable, and every battle is an opportunity for victory. Remember, my friends, that life is not a series of punishments, but a divine classroom, and you are a student learning the art of faith, courage, and wisdom. When you encounter adversity, meet it with calmness, faith, and understanding. See the lesson within the challenge and allow the subconscious mind to reveal the solution. Every trial has within it the seed of success. Every problem carries the potential for growth. By embracing this truth, you align yourself with the infinite intelligence of the universe, and no battle, no matter how formidable, can defeat you. In essence, every difficulty, every obstacle, and every challenge you face is a divine message, a lesson, and an opportunity for growth. When you recognize this, your mind becomes a sanctuary of faith, confidence, and inner strength. You no longer see life as a series of problems, but as a series of lessons designed to reveal your inner power and guide you towards success, fulfillment, and divine realization. By understanding that your battles are lessons, not punishments, you step into a state of mastery, inner peace, and unstoppable faith. The human mind is a powerful instrument, and it functions in accordance with the images you hold within it. Your imagination is not a mere idle faculty for daydreaming, but a dynamic creative force that shapes your reality. When you face challenges or seek to achieve success, the key is to visualize victory with vivid clarity and deep feeling. Visualization is the art of creating a mental picture of your desired outcome as though it is already happening, and it is one of the most effective methods to impress the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between reality and a vividly imagined experience. It accepts both with equal certainty. When you impress upon it the image of victory, the mind begins to operate in harmony with that image, orchestrating your thoughts, actions, and circumstances to bring it into reality. Many people underestimate the importance of visualization. They may pray, hope, or desire, yet they fail to hold a clear and detailed picture of what they wish to achieve. Without such an image, the subconscious mind has no definite pattern upon which to act. Think of your mind as a photographic plate. What is impressed upon it becomes the template for manifestation. If you visualize success, confidence, health, or prosperity, your subconscious mind begins to act as though these conditions are already real, and in doing so attracts the opportunities, people, and circumstances necessary for their realization. Visualization is not a passive act. It is an active, creative engagement with the envisaged forces of the universe. It is essential to create the mental picture with as much detail and feeling as possible. See yourself victorious and observe every aspect of the scene. Notice the surroundings, the colors, the faces of people who celebrate with you, the sounds and the emotions you feel in that moment. The subconscious mind responds most powerfully to the combination of imagination and emotion. The feeling of having already achieved your desire gives the image the energy needed to impress the mind. Simply thinking of victory in abstract terms is not sufficient. You must experience it in your imagination as a living, breathing reality. This is the secret behind many of the great accomplishments in human history. Visualization works best when combined with faith and repetition. Each day, take time to close your eyes and see the victory you desire. Feel it, breathe it, and live it within your imagination. By repeatedly impressing this image upon the subconscious mind, you create a mental habit, a pattern that the mind naturally seeks to manifest in the external world. It is through this process that ordinary people achieve extraordinary results. The mind does not recognize limitations. It only acts upon the pattern you provide. If your mind is fixed upon victory, it will attract the necessary resources, solutions, and circumstances to bring that vision into being. Many of the world's most successful individuals have unknowingly applied the law of visualization. Athletes visualize winning a championship, inventors visualize their discoveries in operation, and leaders see themselves achieving their objectives with clarity and confidence. Their accomplishments are not accidental. They are the result of the subconscious mind acting upon the vivid mental images they have held with unwavering faith. You too can harness this same power. By creating mental pictures of success and holding them with confidence and emotion, you set in motion a chain of events that leads to the tangible realization of your goals. It is also important to remain patient and persistent in your visualization practice. The subconscious mind works in its own time and in perfect harmony with the laws of the universe. Even if the external circumstances seem unchanged at first, the seeds planted in your mind are growing silently and steadily. Every thought, feeling, and image contributes to the eventual manifestation of your desire. Trust the process, remain steadfast, and do not allow doubt or negativity to disturb the mental image you have created. Faith combined with visualization becomes an unstoppable force, capable of transforming your life in ways that may seem miraculous. Visualization is not limited to external achievements. It can also be used to bring peace, health, and happiness into your life. Imagine yourself free from worry, confident in your abilities, and surrounded by love and abundance. See yourself radiating joy and inner strength. The subconscious mind responds to these images with the same certainty as it does to material success, and in doing so it reshapes your inner reality, which inevitably transforms your outer circumstance. By consistently visualizing the life you desire, you align your mind with the divine intelligence of the universe, creating a resonance that attracts the conditions necessary for its fulfillment. Another critical aspect of visualization is the belief that what you see in your mind is not only possible, but already real. The subconscious mind acts upon the principle of truth as you perceive it. If you hold an image of victory with absolute certainty, the mind begins to act in alignment with that reality. Doubt weakens the image, while faith strengthens it. Therefore, every time you visualize, do so with confidence and a deep inner assurance that your victory is inevitable. Do not visualize defeat, fear, or limitation, for the mind will act upon whatever image you hold with emotion. Your task is to feed the subconscious mind only with images of success, health, abundance, and triumph. Visualization also prepares you for inspired action. As the subconscious mind works silently to manifest your desired outcome, it begins to guide your conscious actions in the most effective and efficient way. Opportunities, ideas, and solutions present themselves naturally. You will find yourself acting in alignment with your goals, confident in your decisions, and guided by an inner wisdom that leads to success. This is the magic of visualization. It not only impresses the subconscious mind, but also harmonizes your conscious mind and actions with the invisible forces of the universe. In essence, my dear friends, to visualize victory is to create a powerful blueprint for your life. The mind, when focused, emotional, and persistent, cannot fail to bring about the conditions necessary to realize that blueprint. Every challenge, every goal, every dream can be achieved when you see it clearly in your imagination, feel it deeply in your heart, and trust in the power of your subconscious mind. By making visualization a daily practice, you harness one of the most potent forces of the universe, and life begins to respond in kind. Remember that victory exists, first, in the mind before it can appear in the world. By holding the mental picture of triumph, you align yourself with the infinite intelligence that governs the universe. The subconscious mind, faithful and obedient, begins to orchestrate events, people, and circumstances in perfect harmony with your vision. Through visualization, you transform thought into reality, possibility into certainty, and dreams into living, tangible experience. Faith and imagination combined become the most powerful allies in every battle, every challenge, and every pursuit of success. Therefore, make it a daily habit to close your eyes, see your victory with clarity, feel it with emotion, and hold it with unwavering belief. Let this practice permeate your mind and soul, and watch as your life begins to reflect the power of your inner vision. In this way, visualization becomes not just a technique, but a way of life, a conscious partnership with the divine intelligence within you that brings every desire, every dream, and every aspiration to full and complete realization. The words you speak have tremendous power. They are not merely sounds emitted from the lips, but vibrations that influence your subconscious mind, your actions, and the environment around you. Every word carries energy, and when spoken with conviction and faith, it can shape reality in ways both subtle and profound. It is said that life and death are in the power of the tongue, and this is a truth that transcends religion, culture, and circumstance. The words you choose to speak, whether about yourself, others, or your circumstances, impress the subconscious mind and set into motion forces that manifest in your outer world. Therefore, speaking words of power is not merely a practice, but a way of life, a method by which you align your conscious mind, subconscious mind, and the infinite intelligence within you toward the creation of your desired reality. Many people fail to realize the profound effect of their daily speech. They often speak words of doubt, worry, or limitation, not understanding that the subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is true and what is imagined. If you repeatedly say, "I cannot do this," "I am not strong enough," or "life is against me," your subconscious mind accepts these statements as truth and begins to orchestrate circumstances that reinforce them. Conversely, if you speak words of faith, confidence, and victory, your subconscious mind works tirelessly to make those words a reality. Words, when spoken with feeling and repetition, become seeds planted in the fertile soil of the subconscious mind, and from these seeds grow experiences, conditions, and achievements that reflect their energy. To speak words of power is to choose language that uplifts, inspires, and affirms your highest potential. Simple affirmations, when repeated daily and spoken with conviction, can transform your life. Say to yourself, "I am strong, I am confident, I am victorious in every challenge I face," and feel the truth of these words within your heart. The subconscious mind does not hear the words alone. It feels the emotion behind them, and it acts accordingly. Words of power are most effective when they are spoken in the present tense, as if the reality you desire is already true. I am healthy, I am prosperous, I am guided by infinite wisdom, are far more potent than "I will be healthy" or "I hope to be prosperous." The mind cannot work on future possibilities with the same intensity as it works on present reality impressed upon it with faith. It is important to understand that the power of words extends beyond affirmations and self-talk. The language you use with others, the encouragement you offer, and the blessings you speak over life all influence your subconscious mind and the minds of those around you. Every word of kindness, every statement of faith, and every declaration of possibility acts as a force that harmonizes with the laws of the universe. Conversely, words of negativity, criticism, or complaint create barriers, resistance, and limitation. Therefore, cultivate awareness of your speech, recognizing that every sentence carries energy that either elevates or diminishes your inner power. In addition, speaking words of power requires the alignment of thought, feeling, and intention. It is not enough to recite affirmations mechanically. You must believe in their truth, feel their energy deeply, and intend their realization with unwavering faith. The subconscious mind responds to the combination of these three elements with absolute fidelity. When thought, emotion, and intention are united in a word of power, the mind acts as if it is carrying out a divine command. Opportunities arise, solutions present themselves, and circumstances align in perfect harmony with the words you speak. This is why the great spiritual masters emphasize the careful use of speech, for it is the key that unlocks the creative potential within you. The words you speak also influence your state of mind. When you consistently speak words of power, you cultivate inner strength, confidence, and peace. The mind becomes focused, harmonious, and directed toward constructive outcome. Fear, doubt, and worry lose their grip, for the energy of your words reinforces faith, certainty, and courage. Over time, the practice of speaking words of power creates a new mental habit, a pattern of thought and speech that naturally attracts success, abundance, and health. You begin to act in alignment with the principles you affirm, and your life becomes a reflection of the language you have chosen to speak. Consider the spiritual truth that Jesus imparted when he said, "Let your words be few, but let them be powerful." This principle applies not only to spiritual speech, but to all communication in life. Words of faith, hope, and love resonate with the subconscious mind and the universal intelligence, bringing into manifestation that which you declare. When you speak words of power, you are essentially programming your mind with patterns of success. Each affirmation, each positive statement is like a blueprint that your subconscious mind follows, working tirelessly behind the scenes to bring the blueprint into reality. It is also important to guard against negative speech, not only about yourself, but about others. Gossip, complaint, criticism, and fear-filled words imprint patterns of limitation upon your subconscious mind. By consciously choosing words of encouragement, love, and empowerment, you not only uplift yourself, but also raise the vibrational energy of your environment. The subconscious mind, sensitive to every vibration, responds by creating conditions that reflect the energy of your speech. Therefore, the careful, deliberate, and faithful use of words becomes a tool for personal transformation and for the creation of a life aligned with divine intelligence. Consistency is the key to speaking words of power. Repetition of affirmations, prayers, or positive statements daily strengthens their impression upon the subconscious mind. Just as repeated practice strengthens a muscle, repeated affirmations build a mental and spiritual habit that cannot be broken. When you consistently declare victory, abundance, health, and guidance, your subconscious mind internalizes these truths and works to manifest them. Doubt or neglect of this practice weakens the energy of the words, but persistent, faithful repetition ensures that the mind becomes a powerful instrument for the creation of your desired reality. Furthermore, speaking words of power is not limited to affirmations for material or personal gain. It extends to spiritual life, relationships, and health. Declare peace over your mind, harmony over your relationships, and vitality over your body. Speak blessings into every aspect of your life. The subconscious mind responds to these declarations with remarkable precision, orchestrating events, solutions, and inspirations that bring your words to fruition. By consistently practicing this art, you learn to communicate with the invisible forces of the universe and to co-create a life of abundance, health, and divine guidance. In essence, the words you speak are creative forces. They are not mere symbols, but the expressions of the energy and intelligence within you. When you speak words of power aligned with faith and emotion, the subconscious mind acts as a faithful servant, orchestrating every aspect of your life to reflect the truth of your declaration. You become a magnet for opportunity, a channel for divine guidance, and a living expression of the creative power of thought and speech. Therefore, my dear friends, choose your words wisely. Speak only that which uplifts, inspires, and affirms your highest good. Declare victory in every challenge, health in every condition, abundance in every need, and guidance in every decision. Let your words be seeds of power planted deeply in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind, and watch as they grow, blossom, and manifest in your outer world. By speaking words of power, you unlock the infinite potential within you. Align yourself with the divine intelligence and move steadily toward the realization of every desire and the triumph over every battle. There is a universal intelligence that governs all life, a divine presence that pervades the entire universe, and it is always guiding you toward your highest good. Many people struggle through life as though they are alone, attempting to force circumstances and solve problems solely through their own limited understanding. Yet, my dear friends, you are never alone. The infinite intelligence within you is constantly directing, protecting, and providing the wisdom necessary to overcome every challenge. The secret lies in learning to trust this guidance, to surrender doubt and fear, and to allow the divine power within you to lead your step. When you trust in divine guidance, you align your conscious mind with the infinite wisdom of the universe, and your life begins to flow with ease, abundance, and clarity. Trust is the key that opens the door to divine assistance. Without trust, the mind struggles, hesitates, and doubts. It relies solely on its own limited reasoning and often overlooks the subtle solutions and opportunities that the universe presents. But when trust replaces fear and doubt, the subconscious mind, which is always in harmony with divine intelligence, begins to act freely on your behalf. You begin to notice solutions appearing seemingly out of nowhere, ideas coming to you spontaneously, and circumstances aligning perfectly to support your goals. This is the way of divine guidance. It is quiet, gentle, and often unseen, yet supremely powerful in its result. Many people misunderstand trust, thinking it is passive or requires inaction. This is not the case. Trust in divine guidance does not mean sitting idly and waiting for life to happen. Rather, it is an active, conscious surrender, a recognition that while you take inspired action, the outcomes are directed by a higher intelligence that knows the best path. When you act with trust, every step becomes guided, every decision becomes clearer, and every obstacle becomes surmountable. Trust allows you to move forward without fear, confident that the unseen hand of divine wisdom is leading you toward your ultimate good. The subconscious mind is your link to divine guidance. It never sleeps, never doubts, and always works for your benefit. Yet it cannot act effectively unless it receives the proper impressions from your conscious mind. When you trust fully, when you surrender anxiety, fear, and hesitation, your conscious mind impresses upon the subconscious the conviction that all is well, and the subconscious mind sets into motion forces to bring that truth into manifestation. Doubt weakens this impression, but faith and trust strengthen it. By cultivating a mind that is calm, positive, and receptive, you allow the infinite intelligence within you to work effortlessly on your behalf. Trust is also strengthened through inner silence and meditation. When you quiet the restless thoughts of the conscious mind, you become aware of subtle promptings, inspirations, and intuitive nudges. These are the whispers of divine guidance, the gentle directions that lead you towards solutions, opportunities, and the right course of action. Many people miss these signs because their minds are too noisy with worry, fear, or doubt. By practicing daily stillness, by focusing inwardly, you open yourself to the flow of wisdom from the infinite, and you learn to act with assurance, knowing that your steps are guided. Another aspect of trusting divine guidance is letting go of the need to control outcomes. Control is an illusion that creates tension and resistance. The more you insist on forcing results through human effort alone, the more you encounter obstacles and frustration. Trust, on the other hand, allows you to release the need to manipulate circumstances. You focus on right thinking, right action, and alignment with divine principles, while the unseen forces orchestrate events to bring the best possible outcomes. This is not surrender of responsibility, but surrender of worry, doubt, and fear. a conscious decision to let divine intelligence operate freely through you. Faith is inseparable from trust. To trust in divine guidance is to have faith that everything is working together for your good. It is the understanding that no situation, no matter how challenging it appears, is without purpose. Every experience, every obstacle, every encounter carries a hidden lesson and a divine solution. When you trust, you see beyond the temporary difficulties and align yourself with the eternal wisdom that governs life. Fear loses its power, worry fades, and a deep inner peace takes its place. You become aware that everything is unfolding in perfect order, and that your role is to cooperate with this order through faith, clarity, and inspired action. Many people encounter challenges and immediately assume they are alone in solving them. They try every possible method, exhaust every resource, and yet find little success. What they fail to recognize is that divine guidance is always available, but it requires trust to access it. When you pause, surrender your anxiety, and ask for guidance, solutions appear naturally. People, ideas, and opportunities are drawn to you in perfect sequence. The path to victory, which seemed obscured or blocked, suddenly becomes clear. Trust is the key that opens the door to this flow of divine intelligence. Without it, the mind struggles blindly. With it, the mind acts with perfect wisdom and precision. Trust also requires patience. Divine guidance often works in ways that are not immediately apparent. The solution may not arrive in the form you expect or at the time you desire. Yet every step of the journey is guided, and every delay carries a purpose. When you trust, you are able to maintain calmness and confidence, even when external circumstances appear uncertain. Patience, combined with faith, allows the subconscious mind to work quietly and effectively, arranging events, people, and circumstances in perfect alignment with your ultimate good. This is the way in which trust reveals its full power, transforming obstacles into opportunities and difficulties into stepping stones towards success. The power of trust is also revealed in health, relationships, and personal achievement. When you trust that your mind and body are guided by divine intelligence, you experience healing, harmony, and insight. When you trust that your interactions with others are guided, you think with wisdom, patience, and understanding. When you trust in the unfolding of your life's purpose, you are drawn to opportunities that align perfectly with your abilities and desires. Trust becomes a magnet, attracting experiences, people, and resources that support your growth and fulfillment. In essence, trusting in divine guidance is the conscious recognition of the omnipresence and omnipotence of the intelligence that governs the universe. It is the understanding that every challenge, every choice, and every situation is being guided for your highest good. By releasing doubt, fear, and the need for control, and by aligning your thoughts and actions with this divine intelligence, you allow the unseen forces to operate freely and powerfully in your life. You become a co-creator with the universe, moving confidently towards success, peace, and fulfillment. Therefore, my dear friends, cultivate trust in divine guidance in every aspect of your life. Surrender worry, doubt, and fear. Quiet your mind and listen for the subtle whispers of intuition. Act in faith with patience and clarity, knowing that the infinite intelligence within you is always leading you toward your highest good. In doing so, you unlock the power of the subconscious mind, align yourself with universal wisdom, and move effortlessly toward the triumph over every challenge and the realization of every desire. Trust, my dear friends, is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the finite and the infinite, the temporary struggle and the ultimate victory. Fear is one of the most insidious obstacles that prevent people from achieving their highest potential. It is a shadow that clouds the mind, distorts perception, and weakens the power of the subconscious mind. Yet, my dear friends, fear is not reality. It is merely a state of mind, a belief that something harmful or undesirable is inevitable. The moment you recognize this truth, you also recognize the path to freedom. Fear can be replaced by faith. Faith is not passive. It is an active, living force that transforms your mental state, aligns your subconscious mind with divine intelligence, and brings about the conditions necessary for victory. Every time fear arises, it is an opportunity to exercise faith, to impress upon the subconscious mind the certainty of your safety, success, and divine protection. Many people are unaware of the silent power of fear. It is like a subtle poison that spreads through the mind, limiting action, creating hesitation, and attracting circumstances that reflect its energy. Fear is often focused on imagined problems, past failures, or uncertain outcomes. The mind, when dominated by fear, cannot see solutions, cannot act with clarity, and cannot attract the help of the infinite intelligence within. The secret to overcoming fear is to understand that it has no reality in itself. It exists only because you give it attention. When you replace it with faith, the subconscious mind accepts the new belief and begins to work tirelessly to bring safety, success, and harmony into your life. Replacing fear with faith begins with conscious awareness. Notice the moments when fear arises, whether in health, relationships, finances, or personal challenges. Do not ignore it, do not suppress it, but observe it calmly and recognize that it is a thought, a belief, not a truth. Say to yourself, this is not real. It is only a product of my mind. I choose faith instead. By making this conscious choice, you impress upon the subconscious mind a new pattern of thought, one of certainty, protection, and confidence. The subconscious mind responds immediately to this new direction, aligning all forces to manifest the outcome you now believe to be true. Faith grows stronger when combined with visualization and affirmation. See yourself moving confidently through challenges, protected, guided, and victorious. Imagine the resolution of your difficulties and feel the joy, peace, and relief of having succeeded. Speak words of power such as I am safe, I am guided, I am protected, I am victorious in every situation. Repeat these statements daily with feeling and allow the subconscious mind to internalize them fully. Fear, which once dominated the mind, begins to dissolve, replaced by the energy of faith that transforms both your inner state and your outer circumstances. It is also essential to understand that fear often arises from a sense of lack or limitation. People fear that they do not have enough resources, skills, or support to overcome challenges. Yet the truth is that the infinite intelligence within you is unlimited, always available, and always working for your good. Faith allows you to tap into this unlimited resource. By holding the belief that you are always guided, always provided for, and always protected, you replace the energy of lack with the energy of abundance and possibility. The mind cannot hold both fear and faith at the same time. One will always dominate. Choose faith and fear will vanish. Many spiritual teachers, including Jesus, emphasize the importance of replacing fear with faith. Do not be afraid, he said, for I am with you always. This is not mere comfort. It is a principle of the mind. When you impress upon your subconscious mind the certainty of divine protection and guidance, fear loses its power. The subconscious mind, which operates without judgment or doubt, begins to arrange circumstances, ideas, and opportunities in perfect harmony with your faith. Obstacles that once seemed insurmountable become stepping stones, and challenges transform into opportunities for growth and victory. Faith also grows through practice and repetition. Every time a fearful thought arises, consciously replace it with a thought of faith. Every time anxiety threatens to overwhelm you, pause, breathe, and declare your confidence in divine guidance. Over time, this practice creates a mental habit, a new pattern of thought that strengthens your inner power, aligns you with universal intelligence, and allows you to act with courage and certainty. Fear, once dominant, becomes a distant memory, replaced by the unwavering presence of faith. It is important to remember that faith is not blind optimism or wishful thinking. Faith is a deep inner conviction that aligns the conscious and subconscious mind with the intelligence of the universe. It is the understanding that every situation, no matter how challenging, contains the seed of resolution, and that you are always guided, protected, and capable. When fear is replaced with faith, the mind becomes a sanctuary of peace, confidence, and creativity. Solutions emerge effortlessly, ideas flow freely, and the energy of the universe moves in your favor. Fear can also be transformed by gratitude. When you focus on what is already good in your life, you create a mental environment of abundance and positivity. The subconscious mind, responding to gratitudes, strengthens your faith and diminishes fear. For example, by acknowledging the guidance, protection, and opportunities already present, you reinforce the belief that everything is working for your good. This practice trains the mind to see life through the lens of faith rather than fear, creating a stable foundation for victory in every battle. Another aspect of replacing fear with faith is understanding that failure is not final. Fear often arises from the anticipation of failure, the imagined consequences of mistakes, or the memories of past setbacks. Yet the subconscious mind does not recognize failure in the same way the conscious mind does. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to realign with your inner power. By holding faith in the midst of challenges, you allow the subconscious mind to direct you toward solutions, inspire creative action, and manifest success. Fear loses its grip, and confidence and courage become your constant companion. Faith is strengthened when you consciously associate with positive influences. Surround yourself with uplifting thoughts, inspiring literature, and people who radiate confidence and trust in the unseen intelligence of the universe. Avoid dwelling on fear-filled news, conversations, or environments, as these reinforce doubt and limitation. The mind is impressionable, and the subconscious mind absorbs the vibrations of your surroundings. By immersing yourself in faith, hope, and positivity, you strengthen the energy that replaces fear, allowing the mind to work harmoniously with divine intelligence. Finally, replacing fear with faith is not a one-time act, but a lifelong practice. Fear may arise in new forms, in unexpected situations, or through old habits of thought. Yet each time you consciously choose faith over fear, you reinforce the power of your subconscious mind, deepen your trust in divine guidance, and strengthen your inner resilience. Over time, this practice transforms your entire life. Fear, once a controlling force, becomes a faint shadow, while faith becomes the dominant energy that guides your thoughts, actions, and experience. In essence, my dear friends, fear is a product of the mind, a belief that can be replaced with faith, a living force that aligns the subconscious mind with infinite intelligence. Every time you consciously replace fear with faith, you release tension, attract solutions, and open the door to victory in every situation. Speak words of power, visualize triumph, express gratitude, and trust in the divine guidance that surrounds you. By consistently practicing this principle, you transform fear into courage, limitation into possibility, and doubt into unshakable confidence. Faith is your birthright, your guiding light, and the force that enables you to overcome every obstacle, face every challenge, and win every battle. One of the greatest secrets to victory in any area of life is the principle of acting as if you have already won. The subconscious mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined, and it acts upon the impressions you impress upon it. When you behave, think, and feel as though success, health, prosperity, or victory is already yours, the mind begins to orchestrate the circumstances, ideas, and people necessary to bring this imagined reality into concrete experience. Many people wait for external conditions to change before acting with confidence. Yet this is a reversal of the natural law. The law of mind states that your inner belief and your mental attitude must precede the external manifestation. By acting as if you have already achieved your goal, you create a pattern in your subconscious mind that it cannot ignore, and it moves relentlessly to produce the outcome that corresponds to your inner conviction. It is essential to understand that acting as if is not a mere pretense or self-deception. It is a conscious, deliberate, and faith-filled alignment of thought, feeling, and behavior with the reality you desire. When you act as if you are already successful, you convey to your subconscious mind that doubt, hesitation, and fear have no place. The subconscious mind responds to this certainty with complete obedience, arranging circumstances and guiding your conscious actions toward the fulfillment of your vision. Every gesture, every thought, every word that reflects confidence, abundance, and triumph impresses the subconscious and strengthens the pattern of success within you. Many people fail to realize that their current limitations are the result of acting as if they are limited. When you behave, think, and speak as though you are powerless, defeated, or lacking, you reinforce the very circumstances you wish to escape. The subconscious mind acts according to the energy of your inner attitudes, and if those attitudes reflect fear, doubt, or scarcity, the mind brings forth experiences that align with these beliefs. Conversely, when you act with the confidence of victory, the subconscious mind immediately begins to create the conditions that correspond to this new pattern. Acting as if is the bridge between the invisible world of thought and the visible world of reality. Visualization and imagination are powerful tools in this process. Close your eyes and see yourself already successful. Feel the emotions of triumph, the relief of overcoming challenges, and the joy of achieving your goals. Let this vision fill every cell of your body and every thought of your mind. The subconscious mind cannot differentiate this vivid experience from reality, and it begins to work in perfect harmony with your imagined state. Repetition strengthens this impression, creating a mental habit that the mind follows naturally, without effort or resistance. By consistently living in the consciousness of already having won, you magnetize your desired reality toward you. Acting as if also influences your behavior in the external world. Confidence breeds action, action produces results, and results reinforce the belief in victory. When you act as if you have already won, your decisions become clearer, your steps more decisive, and your interactions with others more effective. People are drawn to confidence. Solutions appear with ease, and opportunities align perfectly with your goal. You begin to move through life, not as a victim of circumstance, but as a creator, a conscious participant in the unfolding of your desires. Every thought, every action, and every word becomes a reinforcement of your victorious state. Faith is a critical element in acting as if, acting with certainty and conviction, even in the absence of external evidence, strengthens the subconscious mind and invokes the law of attraction. The universe responds to your inner belief, not to the current external circumstances. When you maintain the mental attitude of having already won, even in the face of apparent obstacles, you send a signal to your subconscious mind that your victory is inevitable. This unwavering faith transforms your inner state, giving you courage, patience, and clarity, while simultaneously attracting the necessary resources, ideas, and people to manifest your success. It is important to integrate all aspects of life into this practice. Act as if you are already healthy, prosperous, wise, and guided. Speak affirmations that reflect your victorious state. Walk with the confidence of one who has already succeeded, and make decisions as though the outcome is certain. The subconscious mind, observing this pattern, begins to align every aspect of your life with the reality you project. Obstacles that once seemed insurmountable become manageable. Challenges transform into opportunities, and life begins to mirror the inner state you have cultivated. Acting as if is not limited to financial or material success. It applies equally to health, relationships, personal growth, and spiritual achievement. Many people wait for circumstances to prove their worthiness before acting confidently. Yet this is a fundamental misunderstanding of the law. The outer world always reflects the inner state of mind. Victory begins within. When you act as if, you impress the subconscious mind with certainty and faith, and it responds by producing the conditions that match your inner state. Acting as if is therefore a proactive, empowering, and spiritually aligned approach to life that allows you to take control of your destiny, harness the power of your subconscious mind, and move steadily toward every goal you set. Consistency and repetition are vital. The subconscious mind grows stronger with repeated impressions. Daily practice of acting as if, combined with visualization, affirmation, and faith, creates a powerful mental habit that becomes unstoppable. Doubt, fear, and hesitation gradually dissolve, replaced by confidence, clarity, and certainty. Acting as if becomes a natural part of your being, influencing every thought, word, and action. The law of the subconscious mind responds faithfully to this pattern, and life begins to reflect your inner victory in every domain, even in the face of setbacks. It is essential to maintain the attitude of having already won. The conscious mind may perceive challenges, but the subconscious mind responds to the energy of faith and certainty. By maintaining your inner state of victory, you prevent fear and doubt from undermining your progress. Every obstacle then becomes a temporary challenge, a stepping stone, and an opportunity for the subconscious mind to demonstrate its power. Acting as if is therefore not a superficial technique, but a profound spiritual principle, a law that governs the relationship between inner belief and outer reality. Ultimately, acting as if you have already won aligns you with the infinite intelligence within. You begin to experience life as a harmonious unfolding of your desires, guided by unseen forces that support and sustain you. Your actions, decisions, and perceptions are transformed, Your faith is strengthened, and your subconscious mind becomes a faithful servant that brings your vision into tangible reality. The more fully you embrace this principle, the more effortless and natural your victories become. You live in a state of expectation, confidence, and certainty, and the universe responds accordingly, bringing opportunities, solutions, and success into your life in perfect timing. Therefore, my dear friends, act as if you have already won in every area of your life. Visualize your triumph. Feel it deeply. Speak words that reflect it, and maintain unwavering faith in its reality. By doing so, you impress the subconscious mind with a pattern it cannot resist. Align yourself with divine intelligence and create the conditions for victory to manifest. Acting as if is the master key that unlocks the door to every opportunity, transforms obstacles into triumphs, and enables you to live a life of abundance, confidence, and divine fulfillment. Victory begins within, and by acting as if you have already won, you step into the reality that has always been your birthright. Persistence is one of the most powerful qualities a person can cultivate. It is the continual, unwavering effort to align the conscious and subconscious mind with the desired outcome, despite obstacles, delays, or apparent failure. Many people give up too soon, abandoning their goals at the first sign of difficulty, never realizing that persistence is the very force that turns possibility into reality. The subconscious mind responds most effectively to repeated, consistent impression. Every thought, every visualization, every affirmation repeated with convictions strengthens the mental pattern and moves the invisible forces of the universe to manifest the results you desire. When persistence is combined with faith, visualization, and positive action, it becomes an unstoppable force, capable of overcoming the greatest challenges. It is essential to understand that the universe does not measure time as humans do. What may seem like delay is often preparation, the perfect alignment of circumstances, opportunities, and people to bring about your desired results. Persistent effort impresses upon the subconscious mind the certainty of your goal, creating a pattern that the mind cannot ignore. Every repetition, every act of faith, every moment spent envisioning success strengthens this pattern, and the invisible forces of life begin to move in harmony with it. Persistence is not a matter of forcing results through struggle, but of continuously and faithfully impressing the subconscious mind with the vision of success. Many people confuse persistence with stubbornness or blind effort. True persistence is intelligent and guided by inner wisdom. It is the conscious, deliberate reinforcement of the mental pattern of success, while remaining receptive to guidance and inspiration. The subconscious mind is always working for you, and persistent focus allows it to bring forth ideas, solutions, and opportunities that you may not have considered. Each obstacle is a test, a challenge, and an opportunity to strengthen your faith and refine your approach. By persisting, you teach your subconscious mind that your desire is non-negotiable, and it mobilizes all the hidden resources of intelligence and creativity to bring it to realization. The power of persistence is seen throughout history in every field of human endeavor. Great inventors, leaders, and spiritual figures were not always the fastest, the strongest, or the most naturally talented, but they were persistent. Thomas Edison, for example, faced thousands of failures before successfully inventing the electric light. Yet he persisted, knowing that each attempt brought him closer to success. Abraham Lincoln faced countless defeats before becoming president, yet his persistence, faith, and vision led him to triumph. Spiritual masters emphasized the same principle, teaching that steady, unwavering effort in alignment with divine laws brings inevitable success. Persistence is therefore not only practical, but a spiritual principle, a law that ensures the fulfillment of the desires impressed upon the mind with faith. It is also important to combine persistence with positive expectation. Repetition alone is not enough if the mind is filled with doubt, fear, or negativity. Every act of persistence must be accompanied by the belief that your goal is achievable and that the forces of the universe are working to support you. When you persist with faith, the subconscious mind aligns all circumstances to fulfill the vision you hold, often in ways that are more creative, unexpected, and effective than you could imagine. Persistent faith is a signal to the universe that your desire is deeply held, and the invisible forces respond with corresponding energy and opportunity. Many people abandon their goals at the first sign of difficulty, yet it is precisely at these moments that persistence is most needed. Challenges are not indications that you are on the wrong path. They are tests of faith and opportunities to strengthen the subconscious impression of your success. When you persist, you demonstrate to your mind and to the universe that your desire is unwavering, and the resistance that initially appeared begins to dissolve. The more you continue in faith, the more easily the path unfolds, the more clearly solutions present themselves, and the more naturally victory manifests. Persistence also cultivates patience. The subconscious mind does not work according to the frantic pace of the conscious mind. It organizes and directs events according to divine timing. By persisting steadily, without anxiety or force, you align yourself with the perfect rhythm of life. The forces that bring success, solutions, and opportunity operate quietly and efficiently, and your role is to maintain faith, continue impressing the mind with a vision of success, and act with inspired purpose. Patience combined with persistence ensures that you do not give up prematurely, and that every obstacle becomes a stepping stone, rather than a stopping point. Visualization and affirmation amplify the power of persistence. Daily, see your goal is already achieved. Feel the emotions of victory, health, abundance, or harmony. Speak words of power that reinforce your success. By repeatedly impressing these images, feelings, and words upon your subconscious mind, you create a permanent pattern that the mind follows automatically. Obstacles, delays, and doubts may arise. Yet the persistent practice of faith, visualization, and positive affirmation strengthens the inner conviction and ultimately manifests the desired result. Persistence transforms ordinary people into masters of their circumstances, capable of turning dreams into tangible reality. The power of persistence is also evident in health and personal growth. Healing, for example, often requires sustained mental focus, affirmation, and belief in the body's natural ability to recover. By persistently holding the mental picture of health, repeating positive statements, and acting in harmony with this belief, the subconscious mind coordinates the healing process, bringing the body into balance and vitality. Similarly, in personal development, consistent effort, repeated study, and unwavering faith in your growth gradually reshape the mind, personality, and character, producing results that might have seemed impossible at first. It is important to recognize that persistence is not rigid or dogmatic. It is flexible, intelligent, and responsive to inner guidance. If a particular path seems blocked, persistent faith allows you to adapt while maintaining focus on the goal. The subconscious mind, fully aligned with your desire, often provides solutions, opportunities, and inspirations that were not previously visible. Persistence is therefore not merely repeated action. It is intelligent, conscious, and unwavering alignment with the law of the subconscious mind and the divine intelligence that governs the universe. Ultimately, persistence is the expression of faith in action. It is the conscious, repeated reinforcement of the belief that your goal is achievable, combined with patient, intelligent action. By persisting through challenges, delays, and doubts, you impress the subconscious mind with the certainty of your success. The universe responds, circumstances align, and the energy of creation moves to manifest your desire. Every great accomplishment, every triumph in human history is a testament to the power of persistence combined with faith, visualization, and unwavering belief. Therefore, my dear friends, cultivate persistence in every aspect of your life. Let it be the silent force that drives you forward, even when external circumstances seem difficult or discouraging. Combine it with faith, visualization, and words of power, and you will find that no obstacle is insurmountable, no challenge too great, and no goal beyond your reach. Persistence is the key that unlocks the door to victory, the steady hand that guides you through storms, and the unwavering force that turns every desire impressed upon the mind into reality. By persisting with faith, you move beyond limitation, transform obstacles into opportunities, and experience the triumph that is your birthright. Living in the expectation of victory is one of the most powerful principles that can transform your life. It is the conscious decision to hold a mental attitude of certainty, assurance, and anticipation that every challenge will be overcome, Every goal will be achieved and every battle will be won. The subconscious mind responds not to wishes or hopes, but to firmly held beliefs and expectation. When you live with the unwavering expectation of success, your inner mind is impressed with a pattern of triumph that the subconscious cannot ignore. This expectation aligns your thoughts, actions, and feelings with the forces of the universe, and life begins to reflect the victory you hold in your consciousness. Many people live in doubt, worry, or fear, and they unconsciously program their subconscious mind with patterns of failure or limitation. They may desire success, health, or abundance, yet their expectation is uncertain, hesitant, or wavering. The law of the subconscious mind is precise. It acts according to the patterns impressed upon it. If you hold the expectation of victory, the mind sets to work immediately to bring circumstances, ideas, and people into alignment with that expectation. If you hold the expectation of failure, fear, or scarcity, the mind obeys that pattern as well. Therefore, it is of paramount importance to cultivate a conscious mental attitude of certainty, faith, and expectation in all areas of life. Living in the expectation of victory does not mean ignoring reality or pretending challenges do not exist. It means recognizing that the power within you is greater than any obstacle, that the infinite intelligence within you is guiding and supporting you, and that every difficulty contains the seed of triumph. When you maintain an inner conviction that victory is inevitable, you neutralize fear, reduce worry, and energize the subconscious mind to find solutions. The expectation of victory is a conscious act of faith, a spiritual principle that brings the invisible forces of creation to bear upon your life. Expectation influences your emotions, and emotions are the language of the subconscious mind. When you feel confident, hopeful, and certain, the subconscious mind is impressed with this state, and it begins to act to create conditions that reflect it. Conversely, when you feel anxious, doubtful, or fearful, the mind responds with experiences that mirror these emotions. By living in the expectation of victory, you create an inner emotional climate that is favorable to success, health, prosperity, and happiness. The energy of expectation becomes a magnet, drawing circumstances, people, and opportunities that support your goal. Visualization and affirmation strengthen the expectation of victory. Take time each day to see yourself successful, to feel the emotions of triumph, and to speak words of power that reinforce your inner certainty. Imagine every detail of your desired outcome. See it, hear it, and feel it as though it is already realized. By repeatedly impressing these images upon the subconscious mind, you create a mental pattern that becomes irresistible. The mind then orchestrates the outer circumstances to match your inner expectation. Victory, which once seemed distant or uncertain, becomes a natural and inevitable experience. The expectation of victory also transforms your actions. When you anticipate success, your behavior changes. You act with confidence, courage, and clarity. Decisions become easier, steps become more decisive, and your interactions with others become more effective. People are drawn to confidence, ideas flow more freely, and the opportunities you need naturally appear. The subconscious mind, working through your conscious actions, ensures that your outer life mirrors the expectation held within. Living in expectation is therefore not passive. It is dynamic, proactive, and powerfully creative. Faith is inseparable from expectation. To expect victory is to have faith that the forces of the universe, the infinite intelligence within you, and the law of the subconscious mind are all working on your behalf. This faith is not blind. It is based upon the understanding of universal principles and the inner certainty that every situation, every obstacle, and every challenge is part of a greater plan for your ultimate good. The more firmly you hold this expectation, the more effectively the subconscious mind responds, aligning circumstances, people, and events to bring your victory into tangible experience. Expectation also requires persistence. Life may present temporary setbacks, delays, or challenges, but the expectation of victory remains unshaken. Each difficulty becomes a test of faith and a stepping stone toward your ultimate goal. By maintaining unwavering expectation, you prevent fear and doubt from taking root, and you allow the subconscious mind to continue working quietly and efficiently on your behalf. The universe always responds to certainty, and the expectation of victory communicates an inner certainty that cannot be ignored. Gratitude enhances the expectation of victory. By acknowledging and appreciating the successes, guidance, and blessings already present in your life, you strengthen the belief that more good is coming. Gratitude impresses upon the subconscious mind the reality of abundance, health, and divine support. The mind naturally seeks to extend the patterns it perceives, and by combining expectation with gratitude, you create a fertile inner environment in which victory grows and manifests with ease. The expectation of victory also affects your physical and mental health. When you live with confidence, hope, and inner assurance, stress diminishes, the immune system strengthens, and the body functions in harmony with the mind. Mental clarity and creativity increase, allowing you to see solutions and opportunities that were previously hidden. The subconscious mind, aligned with the expectation of victory, coordinates your thoughts, emotions, and physical actions to produce results that reflect your inner certainty. Health, prosperity, and success become natural byproducts of this powerful mental state. Many spiritual teachings, including those of Jesus, emphasize the importance of living in expectation. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. These words point to the principle that the mind, when impressed with faith, expectation, and certainty, activates the creative forces of the universe. The expectation of victory is a conscious declaration that you are aligned with these forces and that you are prepared to receive their guidance, support, and manifestation. It is a practical and spiritual law available to everyone that guarantees success when faithfully applied. Living in the expectation of victory also transforms your relationships and interactions. When you project confidence, faith, and certainty, others respond positively. Opportunities open naturally, collaboration becomes easier, and solutions emerge through inspired ideas. The energy of expectation is contagious. It influences not only your subconscious mind, but also the environment and people around you. By maintaining an unwavering inner belief in success, you create a magnetic field of positive energy that attracts all the resources, guidance, and circumstances necessary to fulfill your desires. Ultimately, living in the expectation of victory is the conscious alignment of thought, feeling, and faith, with the truth that every challenge can be overcome, every goal can be achieved, and every battle can be won. It is the recognition that the subconscious mind is always working, that divine intelligence is always guiding, and that the universal forces respond to certainty. By cultivating this mental attitude, reinforcing it through visualization, affirmation, faith, gratitude, and persistent action, you set into motion a powerful creative process that manifests success, health, prosperity, and fulfillment in every area of life. Therefore, my dear friends, make it a daily practice to live in the expectation of victory. See it clearly in your mind, feel it deeply in your heart, speak words that reflect it, and act as though it is already yours. Allow your subconscious mind to work without doubt or hesitation, trusting that divine guidance, intelligence, and universal law are orchestrating the perfect path to your success. In this state of expectation, you are invincible, empowered, and aligned with the infinite creative forces of the universe. Every challenge becomes a stepping stone. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity, and every desire impressed upon your mind is brought into manifestation. Victory is not only possible, it is inevitable when you live with the unwavering expectation that it is already yours.